Well, for more on this, I'm joined now by John Spencer, a retired major in the U.S. Army and now the chair of Urban Warfare Studies at the Madison Policy Forum. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. The second phase of the war has now started. In your view, how different will it be to what we've seen so far in this conflict?
Yeah, I think it will be actually much worse. The conditions are more favorable to open warfare. So big formations spread across large areas, bringing down massive amounts of artillery barrages, because that's what Russia does as part of their doctrine. And that's what we're already starting to see today, massive fires in large forces as they really are desperate and are throwing everything they literally have at the eastern Ukraine to try to get a win for Putin.
This announcement that U.S. will start training those Ukrainian soldiers, why now, not earlier?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, one, there was a policy shift. To be clear, the giving of artillery systems is big, and I think it's a huge need. But they're not the artillery systems that the Ukrainians are trained on. They're trained on 152 and other variations. So these are American howitzers, which require a little bit of training. So they're going to take some Ukrainian military out of Ukraine, put them in an undisclosed location, train them up, and then send them with the artillery that they can then train others to fire quickly. But there's a huge urgency to this. That'll take time.
And how will Moscow see this? Will they see it as a further escalation or provocation?
My personal opinion is no. I mean, this is no more, weaponry than past systems that have been given, javelins. I mean, it is a much more needed system because it fires longer ranges. But Ukrainians have never asked for anybody to fight for them. They've asked for the weapons to fight Russia for us. Because if Russia's not stopped here, who knows where he'll go.
Of course, the focus currently is on the Donbas, but the war is still continuing in other parts of Ukraine as well. How will this phase of the war, in your view, shape this conflict?
Yeah, so I agree with you that this is a new war. Russia failed in the war to take Ukraine. So now it wants to take the Donbas, which they think that they can do. They have enough forces, they think. I actually don't think they do. So they're going to continue to terrorize. I mean, Putin's just a terrorist with a nuclear bomb. So he's going to continue to shell all the cities from as far as Lviv to Kyiv as part of his operation to keep forces engaged. So he tries to do this last ditch effort to take the Donbas as a win for Russia because they're in chaos mode, really.
John Spencer, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. And of course, much more about